Welcome to the O2 Academy in Newcastle for undoubtedly the best gig this place has ever seen since Beatles. We've got Beppy Marriot on, we've got the Kush, Smoking Barrels and the Longsands. We've got a fantastic host, we've got Decker Wayne from the Angelic Upstart. It's going to be a great night. The whole night is centred around one man in particular, Mr. Nice, Howard Marks. Should be a really good night. Enjoy it, enjoy the day.
The first song off the album is called Let Love Raise Me.
still yet to spend more than one night here, but this will be the biggest night.
But I know there's an awful lot of people here, like, who don't know who I am.
800 people out there, all waiting to hear what you've got to say. Is that a bit nerve-wracking?
Yeah, scary as shit. I mean, adrenaline's the only drug I get paid to take these days.
Even though I'm known as a big dope smoker, okay? I didn't smoke my first joint until I was 19.
You've got the film coming out next year.
Yeah.
Massive year for you, really.
Yeah.
But, you know, it must be a buzz. You know, you've had your book. The book is a worldwide bestseller. What's your thoughts on the film? And do you get a chance to see what?
Yeah, and I've seen the whole thing, and I saw the first screening about 2 weeks ago with Reese, you know, who plays me, and we're both very, very happy with it.
Wouldn't change anything.
No, I don't think so.
I first smoked a joint when I was 19. So it was a hell of a late starter, okay? But I promise you I made up for it since then.
You got any more books planned?
Yeah, I got one called Sympathy for the Devil, which I've written, which comes out probably not until next July or something like that. You know, it takes some time.
Now, after that first joint, I like
What do you think of the bands?
Oh no, I mean there's no shortage of talent here, is there at all? It's got its own music, you know, and I like to see music evolving from the streets, which it does here.
Brilliant.
So nothing to fear about with the music.
Howard, thanks very much for your time.
Mr. Nice, Howard Marks!
Alright, now when I've been to Newcastle a few times before, right? And I like it more and more each time I come. But I know there's an awful lot of people here, like, who don't know who I am, because I run into a few in the street. So I'll just tell you a bit about myself, just to respect those who don't know the fuck I am, yeah? Yeah, I like some who does, yeah. Now, even though I'm known as a big dope smoker, okay? I didn't smoke my first joint until I was 19. Right. Now, most of the kids I know smoked before then. I first smoked a joint when I was 19. So it was a hell of a late starter, okay? But I promise you I made up for it since then. Now, after that first joint, I liked it. I liked it so much, I did what I thought, in hindsight, was a perfectly rational reaction. Smoked another fucker, didn't I? Then another one, then another one, then another one. Every day, joint after joint after joint, and ended up being stoned 24 hours a day. I'm very happy 24 hours a day. Okay? I'm happy for a number of reasons. One, I was stoned all the time. Secondly, I come from a working class background, right? And went to Oxford University, which is an upper class twats place. Okay? So I didn't like it at first, okay? But now, that was the place that allowed me to smoke dope, okay? So I was beginning to get a bit fond of it, and I was stoned out of my head all the time. And you know what the good thing is, alright? If you try to smoke as much dope as you can, which I did, alright, just trying to get it from all over the place, trying to sort of like buy different types, try different types, get it from everywhere, and ended up becoming what's known as a dealer. Okay? Now a dealer is someone who buys more dope than he can smoke, right? It applies to every dope dealer I know. I wasn't particularly proud of being a dope dealer. I was trying to smoke all the fucking dope, you know, but I ended up as a dope dealer. But are there any students here? Okay, because I don't want to be seen to be giving the wrong type of career advice here. I have to say that despite being off my fucking tits 24 hours a day, I nevertheless got a degree in nuclear physics. Now I think everyone, especially me, even the authorities and all my friends, are delighted that I'm not a nuclear physicist. Okay? With this war against drugs, they don't want a nuclear physicist on the other side, do they? They'd rather have a dope dealer with it. So, very stoned all the time, beginning to adjust to this upper class society, had more money than this upper class twats. Being invited to all sorts of social occasions because I always have dope with me, okay? So like, met lots more birds and all that sort of thing, okay? Worked out very, very well for me. Left university, became a wholesaler in London. Not that much, couple of 100 kilos a week, something like that, you know, steady stuff. But got bigger, got bigger, got bigger. Until, you know, without boring you, one day I brought in 15 tons of Colombian weed. Which is cool, alright? In those days that was a lot of dope. This is about 1979 or something. There was a lot of dope then, yeah? Bought it in, but unfortunately, some Americans grasped me up. So I got caught with keys on me. Keys which opened doors behind which lay 15 tons of the highest possible fucking weed. 30 grand cash on me. Okay. All the accounts in my own handwriting. Loads of observations of where I'd been. Okay, the evidence against me was enormous. Okay. Now when you're confronted with that type of evidence against you, there's only one thing you can do. Lie like fuck. So I lied like fuck. I think the words are called committed perjury or something like that. Just lied like fuck. And said that I was keeping an eye on the accounts for the Mexican Secret Service. I've never been to fucking Mexico in my life, right? I mean, I just paid a Mexican government official, I think it was $500,000 or something, to come to the Old Bailey and say this shit, okay? All he ever said was, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm not allowed to divulge this sort of information. That's all he said over and over again, right? That's what I got for $500,000. Now I got mates, okay, who, for 100 quid, 50 quid, actually I got mates who would do it for nothing. Put a sombrero on their head, go to the Old Bailey and say, I'm not allowed to say anything about it. But it's too late, that's it. But what surprised me greatly was that I got acquitted, okay? Got acquitted by a jury who definitely didn't believe a fucking word that I was saying. So this is the important message to anyone going on trial, another important message to anyone going on the jury. If you're a member of a jury, you can acquit for any reason whatsoever. There is no obligation to justify it to anyone. You can just say, not guilty. Right? Doesn't matter if it's guilty or not. Not guilty. Which do you dislike most, the establishment or the guy here? Not guilty. Right? Duty as a juror, always to say, not guilty. And see, like, they had other reasons too for acquitting me, like, because you see, if you take 12 people at random, at least half of them are going to be smokers, okay? They're not going to want to put someone away, especially if he was their dealer, okay? So, another reason why I got acquitted. But I was in this stoned haze all the time, and I just saw my acquittal as almost a direct message from God to carry on smuggling dope. Couldn't do it any other way. So carried on smuggling dope. Bigger this time started sending more and more tons of dope and hash to America. But Americans don't have any sense of humor, okay? None at all. They caught me, banged me up, and sentenced me to 25 years in prison. But I got out after 7, so it was a bit of a result. But see, during those 7 years, I didn't know if I would ever get out at all in my lifetime. So I would spend a lot of time wondering if I would ever get out. And a lot of time wondering what I would do if I ever got out. And that was up and down, okay? Like a sine wave, you know. Crests, troughs. At the top of the crest, I'd think, if I ever get out of this fucking shit, I am going to bring into Europe the biggest load of the best dope that continent has ever seen. And send a ton of shite to the ants. They don't appreciate that, do they? That's what I would think at the top of the crest. But I have to admit there were troughs. Yeah. And during the depth of the trough, I would think, fuck, if I ever get out of this shit, I don't want to come back here again. I am going to go completely fucking straight. I'm never going to break the law again. Alright, the troughs were small, for fuck's sake, right? The crests were much bigger, right? Wasn't really a sine wave, it was one of those jobs, right? But there were troughs. But because it was more like that, I suppose that rendered it statistically likely that should I ever get released, it'd be more likely that I would get released doing a crest than a trough, because they were bigger, yeah? And sure enough, when, to my astonishment, I was released, it was in the middle of a crest. All right. Now's my chance. Fuck 'em one more time. Let's fucking stick it right up them now. Now when they least expect it. Now when they think I might be suffering from cell shock or something. So I started working out how to bring in a massive load of dope within minutes of getting out of a 25-year sentence. But see, I'd been gone for 7 years and lots of things had changed in the world, you know, mobiles and computers and mice and windows and all these fucking things had happened and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, basically. So it was taking a long time for me to work out how to bring it in. And then, and I'm almost, well, particularly I've gauged the audience a bit now, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, okay? But like what happened to Saul on his way to Damascus, in 1 second, I was instantly rehabilitated. 1 second, immediately rehabilitated, okay? By a 100-gram check. 100-gram check from the publishers to write the book. Now, if they gave that to everyone to come out of prison, I'm sure society would be a much safer place. You know? I was just one of the lucky ones, I guess. You can imagine the conversation. Howard, here's 100 grand. If we give it to you, do you promise to write the book? Yeah, I promise. I promise to write the book. So, got the 100 grand, spunked it up in 3 months. Okay? Spunked the lot up against the wall, but as if it was back in the old days, thinking I was there somehow. That was the normal budget for 3 months, consumerism, hedonism, did the lot. Then spent the next 9 months in what I suppose I can only call relative abject poverty, writing Mr. Nice, which to my continuous astonishment became a bestseller. Now, I really was, it's not false modesty, okay? I even had the wrong target audience in mind. I was writing for geriatrics my age, okay? Trying to bring back some of the nostalgia, some of the old days. None of those fuckers wanted. But most of the kids did. So, how the fact it became a bestseller, I don't know. I didn't even have you people in mind when I wrote it, okay? So, but did become a bestseller. Now, there's an obligation, you see, to the publishers. I mean, if the publisher gives you a lot of money, every author has this obligation. The obligation is to promote and publicize the book that the author has written and which the publisher has paid for. Now, are there any authors here? Any authors here? Okay, well, excuse what I'm going to say next, all right? But most authors are complete arseholes. They got their hands up their arse so much you can see it in trying to look for their tonsils, you know. They are so arrogant. And they would say things like, promote and publicize my work, I don't see why that is necessary. I mean, surely it's literary merit and creative output will speak for themselves. I couldn't begin to take that fucking chance, okay? Promote the article. Now, promotion normally takes the form, promotion of a book, normally takes the form of reading from it in a bookshop, right? Doing a book reading in a bookshop. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had the misfortune to attend one of those events by any author in any bookshop, but they stink, okay? Very, very sterile. Tired booksellers selling you shite wine in the middle of the day. There's a poor author who for sure didn't write his book, thinking he had to read it out loud. Okay? Thought maybe he'd smoke a joint in bed or lie down on the beach or something like that, okay? So he's likely to be shite at it. So there's the author doing something which he wrote for a completely different purpose, which he's likely to be shite at in a sterile atmosphere against the background of everyone else's fucking book, the competition. It's nuts. So, few of us felt the same, in particular Irving Welsh and Roddy Doyle and Nick Cave. And we started doing readings in pubs, in clubs, in different venues. Started doing reviews stuff, audio stuff, visual stuff. Again, some of the arsehole authors got on the bandwagon, as you'd expect. And we used a poor landlord, right? He's closed down his club or his pub or something to like have a cultural event to benefit the local community or something. And these arsehole authors would say things, oh please, no cash registers ringing while I'm reading from my work, please. Fuck you, man. Get a fucking life, for Christ's sake. If there's any cash registers here, is any bars open, because I'm still fucking blind and caned, I can't see, but just use them. Like, all I'm concerned is that you get off your heads and have a good time. I don't give a fuck about that. So, started doing these shows in pubs and clubs and theatres and opera houses. And they started to sell out, okay? In like big places and big cities. So I had to come to terms that I was a best-selling author and a successful stand-up comic. Promise you it wasn't part of a grand plan, all right? Right, let's get the fuck out of Wales, go to Oxford, get a degree in nuclear physics, then I become the biggest dope dealer in the world, then I write the bestseller, then maybe I can go on stage and crack a few jokes and they might laugh. It wasn't like that, I had no fucking control over it whatsoever. I just became a successful stand-up comic. But see, if you're successful at anything, particularly in the straight world, you start feeling smug. Okay? So I started becoming a bit of an arsehole. Figured, yes, I was a successful author, successful stand-up comic. Then started to feel guilty. Very, very guilty indeed about not being guilty, basically, you know. I mean, people say, oh, you really are, you represent the anti-establishment, Howard. How the fuck could I become an established part of the anti-establishment? I mean, logic just made havoc in my head, right? You can't be an established part of the anti-establishment. It can't work like that, okay? And I realized I'd forgotten that feeling I had in the quest of sticking it right up on one more time, okay? That's what I was meant to do, not write fucking books and crack jokes on the bloody stage. I was meant to bring in dope, wasn't I? Right, I'll have a look at the dope business, huh? First of all, I looked at the hash business, okay? Now, this isn't an appropriate forum for me to show off, I know that, right? But I promise you, every bit of hash that I brought into this country or any other country was of the finest possible quality. Okay? It wouldn't occur to me and my mates to bring in shite, okay? Just not a fucking chance. What the fuck are you smoking now? That fucking soap bar shit? Oh, honestly, I couldn't begin to risk the karmic consequences of getting involved in that shit, okay? But forget the solid, I thought, forget it. So thought I'd have a look at the green business, right? Again, I brought in loads of Thai weed, Colombian weed, Mexican weed, Jamaican weed. Again, all of the finest quality, okay? But, and I have to admit, not as strong as the skunk you're smoking these days, right? So hats off to you for that. So, well, this looks more encouraging. So started looking at the green business. But then again, was met with some disappointment, really. To discover that the business I love, the business I cherish, that I've loved and cherished for almost all my life, had gone out of the hands of gangsters into the hands of gardeners. Okay. Now I get nothing, I'm not a gangster, okay? I've never belonged to a gang, I've never had a gang. But I've no problems with gangsters at all. We share certain beliefs, ethics, etc., etc. And I fucking hate gardening. Okay? So it's really fucking stuck now, you know. Never ever grown a plant in my life. Okay? I'm only interested in the final product. I'm not interested in the growing of it at all. And people don't understand it, you know. They come to me in the street sometimes and say, oh, how I know we got those seeds, all right, we've stuck them in the vermiculite, it's on 12 hours daylight, 12 hours night, you put the spider mite to stop the pests and everything like that. The pH value we test every hour, it's still not working. Why? I have no fucking clue. Fucking idea. They ask me, not every year, I mean not this year for example, but very often I'm asked to judge the High Times Cannabis Cup. Okay? I mean, you turn up, right, and say, oh, Howard, you were judge this year, yeah. Here are 10 of the strongest skunks in the world. Here's a hotel booked for you for a week. Please take them all to the hotel, smoke them all, and come back and let us know which you think is the best. Not a bad job, I'm not complaining or anything like that. But see, although I can tell strong skunk from weak skunk, because one gets it more stoned than the other, alright? I'm safe on that one. I can't tell one strong skunk from another strong skunk. I can't tell whether it's Jack Carrera, Black Widow, White Widow, or even one of my own stuff. I can't tell. Especially not after smoking 10 of the strongest skunks in the world for me. So I just gave the cup to, or my vote for the cup to one of my mates usually, and the way it works. Despite those sort of little bits of disappointment, I nevertheless felt that the combined talents of gangsters and gardeners could somehow be together, put to good use, to try to begin to satisfy the demand, the ever-increasing demand for cannabis. Okay? Didn't want to make the same mistake as before. I mean, last time I got busted for racketeering. I didn't know what the fucking thing meant, you know. Thought I'd study the law this time. So study the law about dope in every European country. Most of them much the same as over here, shit, okay? But in Switzerland, there was an interesting exception. In Switzerland, you're not allowed to consume dope, but it defines consumption as putting it in your body. Whether you stick it up your ass, eat it, smoke it, mainline it, anything. You have to put it in your body to be doing anything illegal. It doesn't say you can't grow it. well, that's a bit of a leg up, isn't it? At least you can roll the shit. So I went to Switzerland, found an Alp, plenty of that, covered it with weed. Okay. Didn't do anything there, would drive past occasionally to see if it was attracting any attention, but no one appeared to be taking a blind bit of notice of this large mountain full of weed. Next year rather, found 2 Alps, every little Alps there, found 2 of them. Covered both of them with weed. This time found some mates and invited them to come along somewhere. So look guys, I'll give you a word that you will not consume anything that I show you today, right? They didn't know whether I was going to be taken into an ecstasy factory, a DMT factory or anything. Took them to a forest of skunk. Blew their minds, a bit pissed off obviously that they couldn't consume any of it, but blew their minds. You see, in Switzerland, you don't even have to own the land, you can rent it or whatever, but you can cover it with weed, you can lie down in the middle of it all day. If the cops come along, you just say, fuck off, I'm not consuming any of it, I'm just lying down smelling it. You know? That's all they can do. But obviously, difficult to sort of distribute and things. And we come up with, this is actually someone else's idea. You know, when you're stoned sometimes and talk about things in faraway places, some people come up with bright ideas which you remember, okay? And this mate of mine said, why don't we make aromatherapeutic pillows? Get a pillowcase, ram in 5 kilos of skunk, seal it up, put on there, don't open this and consume what's inside, it's illegal, just put your head on the pillow and go to sleep. Charge $5,000 a pillow, which was competitive with the black market, charge $5,000 a kilo. Sold like hot cakes, obviously. Then, obviously, the Zurich piece found some reason that it couldn't happen and, put the markers on it somehow, okay? At the same time, we started advertising that, we were growing cannabis and if anyone wanted it legally, we'd sell it to them. Now, what is the name of that woman? She died recently, the body shop one, what's she called? Yes, thank you. Anita Roddick, okay? She had a company in America, which I guess was the American parent company of the body shop, I'm not sure. And they wrote to us, okay? Because I played the Swiss game, it was Mr. Nice Seed Plantation, Mr. Nice this, Mr. Nice that, Mr. Nice every fucking thing, right? Played the Swiss game. She wrote to us asking for 5 liters of cannabis oil with the THC removed. Only from America would get us a daft order. With the THC removed. Now I don't know if you know, some of you I'm sure do, but to produce 1 liter of cannabis oil, you have to grow about a ton of weed. Okay, but we were pretty good at maths, so we grew 5 tons of weed and reduced it to 5 liters of cannabis oil, extracted the THC. I can't remember what the fuck we did with that now, but we sent the rest of the shank to the ants, okay? So here was one of my dreams come true, I sent the fucking ton of shank to the ants, Then I started selling seeds, which again is legal in Switzerland, right? Sold them here, there, everywhere, head shops all over the place. And it was also, the thing was, these plantations were being inspected at least once a week by the Swiss government, okay? They would come, send men in white coats to make sure that the health, the immigration, safety, efficiency, all that stuff was being run in accordance with Swiss law, which it was. So they would come, we'd talk to them, everything fine. But one day, those guys in white coats were replaced by people in blue coats, the cops. They come along and said, what you've been doing for the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years actually, is now illegal. In fact, it was always illegal, we just interpreted it wrong, we busted all of you. Busted 60 people concerned with Mr. Nice Seed Plantations. Busted everyone concerned with Mr. Nice, except me, Mr. Nice. Right? Now, Obviously, I was careful enough to ensure my name didn't appear in any of the company accounts. Explained to the Swiss authorities, Mr. Nice is not my name, it's just a Moody, alright? It's a fucking, it's not my name. And it was my duty to promote and publicise my book, so I couldn't object to a cover of my book being on a packet of seeds. I mean, who would, okay? So I got away with it, okay? But it was fucking close, okay? Almost got me again. I was lucky enough to get away with it. So since then, I haven't really tried to fuck them properly, right? I've only tried to fuck them by sort of saying a bunch of cunts and I was making stuff legal and things like that. I haven't brought in any big loads of dope. It's fucking hard to get partners when you got this sort of profile, like, and I can only apologise to you.
Make some good shit!
So I started right. Now, I've got to, it's not myself part of the contract, I suppose I could just talk shit now, but I try to have a bit of a book reading going on. Not like those arsehole authors do, okay, I promise you, right? But I'm just going to read something if it's okay with you. Right? It's not? If you don't like it, you can tell me to shut the fuck up off it. Alright? I will sign it, but if I stretch over there, I'll die. But I'll be signing books after for sure. Okay. Don't take my jacket off, it's fucking hot in here. Okay, now does anyone mind, because I honestly don't want to offend anyone's sensibilities here at all, but would anyone mind if I read a piece entitled How to Smuggle Drugs Through Heathrow Airport? Now, it could obviously apply to Newcastle Airport equally well, but I'm just playing it safe, right? So, as long as there's no Cockney old Billy, I'll be safe. Right? Are you alright with that? I arrived at Heathrow's Terminal 2 after being handed some stupid fucking leaflet portraying the customs channels as traffic lights. Made no sense to me. Who has ever seen a blue traffic light? Well, I suppose you all have, haven't you? What kind of traffic were they trying to control? My suitcase was the last one to emerge on the carousel. Well, that's always a bad sign, okay? Particularly in these particular circumstances, when my suitcase was at least 10 minutes after everyone else's suitcase got it. They've either searched it or x-rayed it. They know what's in it. So while I was as quietly and as inconspicuously as possible, retrieving my baggage from the carousel, my dick suddenly experienced a warm, soft pressure, nudging, stroking, licking, fondling. Had my sexual charms finally proved to be too much for a fellow female frequent flyer? I looked down, full of expectation. But, disappointingly, discovered a dog's head sniffing away at my balls. The dog's tail was in the throes of multiple orgasm. The dog was attached by a chain to an officer of Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. Get this fucking dog away from me, will you? This dog's fucking sick, man. It's chewing my balls, it's vomiting all over my brand new trainers. I'm calling the RSPCA. Pulled out my mobile. Excuse me, sir. Would you mind switching off your mobile as clearly instructed to do so by that most prominent sign in front of you? Now, we're all used to like being told to switch off our mobiles in planes, right? So I asked him, I said, what? It's illegal to have my mobile on? Well, it's not exactly illegal, so no. But I would prefer it switched off. Oh yeah? Well, I would prefer it switched off. And it's my fucking mobile. I think this particular conversation has gone on long enough. Your name and occupation, sir? Well, I've got lots of names. Got loads of occupations. Used to be a dope smuggler. Used to be an agent for MI6, the British Secret Service. In fact, if you ask the pillock with the headphones on, that's bound to be behind that two-way mirror. He'll know exactly who I am. The pillock with the headphones on, behind the two-way mirror, emerged a bit red-faced again, sheepish looking. We're going to search your luggage, sir. That would have been a long time, right? Since I've tried any new tricks on how to dodge Your Majesty's Customs and Excise. Used to be my second nature, maybe my first nature even, but now I really have to concentrate and focus. My whole mind was racing. What was the point of a quarter of a century's experience of smuggling if I couldn't get out of this? How the fuck do I get out of this? No, they've just got a suitcase down. How the fuck they're going to search us? I know! I do a run. Okay? Just do a fucking run, don't I? I tear through as fast as my legs could carry me. Despite all that traffic signal bollocks, there weren't any walk, don't run notices. No speed limits. So I rushed to the trolley point, grabbed the trolley, and sped off like the clappers towards the channel with the green light. Two overweight customs officers tore after me, puffing, panting, the keys, their handcuffs, jingling, jangling. I let go of the trolley, because I think it must have been going downhill or something. The trolley started going faster than I could ever. So I had to let the fucker go, started going myself towards the green channel. I started running after it, tripped over my shoelaces and fell flat on my face. Fucking pathetic. The two overweight customs officers finally caught up with me, bent over me, in a bit of a rush, shall we, sir? Nah, it's worn off, actually. The pillock with the headphones on that had been behind the two-way mirror tapped me on the shoulder. Marx, isn't it? Marx, you think you're such a clever dick, don't you? I think me and the other customs officers and the police used to like you better. Thought more of you when you actually had the balls to smuggle sensible quantities of dope. Not just an eighth in your sock, or a bud clumsily concealed in your toilet bag, or a squinge up your ass. Marx, you are pathetic. Marx, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And Marx, you have just attempted to go through that green channel, thereby stating by that precise action, you have absolutely nothing to declare. Where have you been, Marx? Well, there have been all kinds of places, like, should I give you a list alphabetically? Get on with it, Marx. Amsterdam. So what were you doing when you were in Amsterdam? Oh, shagging, from what I can remember. Oh, and smoking dope in coffee shops, and drinking coffee in dope shops. Officer, do you mind if I ask you a question? Of course, Marx. You may ask me any question you wish. Well, you know, in Amsterdam, it's always okay, perfectly legal, to be in possession of a cup of coffee and 5 grams of mind-blowing dope. So when I got on the plane at Amsterdam airport, I wasn't busted. On the plane, they let me drink the coffee, but they wouldn't let me smoke a fag, let alone a bomb. So I couldn't get rid of the dope. Presumably these days you carry the appropriate forms? Forms, Marx, what are you talking about? Well, thousands of people arrive in London every day from Amsterdam with no worries about the 5 grams of dope they carry, until going through Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. Accordingly, there must be a procedure whereby such passengers deposit their 5-gram lumps of hashish with Her Majesty's Customs and Excise, and pick it up from you next time we leave the country. You've got to fucking slow them down, and everyone says, oh, look, I got this door, but bought in the coffee shop. Sorry, like, can I have the form? The real scammers got a chance, though. Are you taking the piss, Marks? No. It's a serious question. A very serious and senior Customs and Excise investigation officer approached. Where have you just flown in from, Mr. Marks? Where have I just flown in from? I just flown in from Oslo. Oslo? Yeah. My colleague has just informed me otherwise. Oh yeah? Well, he's a lying, evil, gutless wanker. Marks, we have everything tape recorded. Oh yeah? Well, I still have my mobile on. On the other end is a London radio channel. Half of London is listening to this conversation, you cunt. Then I'm sure Marks, they, as well as me, would like to know why, if you flew in from Oslo, did you tell my colleague you had been to Amsterdam? Because Amsterdam begins with an A. I was asked by your colleague where I'd been to loads of places. I asked if I should list them alphabetically. He said, go ahead. Fuck, I'm sorry, officer. I'm sorry, officer, I didn't mean to deceive, but I should have said Abu Dhabi, or even Africa, or Albania before. I'm sorry. But please understand that I drank several liters of wine on the flight, and I completely fucking pissed. Marks, why were you running? Look, I was running because, like I said, I'm pissed, right? Completely pissed, and I was busting for a piss. Any other reason, Marks? Yeah, as well as busted for a piss, I'm pissed off with being busted. Do you have anything to declare, Marks? This is absolutely your last chance. Yeah, I do, as well. What do you have to declare, Marks? Okay, write this down, officer. I want no mistake. I want to declare piss. Okay? I am declaring piss. Marks, you just have to wait for the piss while my colleagues finish searching your bags. They've already found several bottles of booze and a quantity of a sticky brown resinous substance, which we believe to be cannabis. That's not booze in those bottles. Really, what is it, Mark? Look, it's piss, like I said. It's fresh ranger piss from the north of Norway. I'd be well and truly pissed off to get busted for a piss while I was busted for a piss. Ranger piss isn't illegal. Might be a drug for sure, but it's not illegal. There's a war, Marks, against all drugs, as you know. Look at that, up with me. Well, I was just having a bit of a laugh to them, right? They were busted for a piss and pissed off and busted. Started talking about a war to a former peace-loving hippie. Fucking threw me. See, once you're thrown, once they see that you're thrown, they pounce like animals, okay? He could see I was shaking, so he pounced on me. I suppose now, Marks, you're going to have the audacity to maintain that the sticky brown resinous substance is not cannabis, but actually ranger shit. No, lion shit. I don't appreciate being called a lion shit, Marks. I didn't say that. I said that the brown, sticky, resinous substance is lion shit. Shit from a lion. Marks, why are you importing lion shit into this country? Because you can't get it here. What a fucking stupid question, you know? Because you can't get it here. And anyway, there's a war against drugs. Now, I don't know why I said that, really. Okay? I think, looking back, I said it because when he said it, it threw me, and I thought if I said it, it might throw him. But I don't think the logic was any more sort of profound than that. You see, I was getting arse sick, right? Really was getting the arse sick with the whole situation. What I wanted to do more than anything, as I'm sure you can understand, was to go joint to smoking. But it wasn't in the right sort of circumstances. I could just skin that. You see, I'm a lucky fucker. I have been smoking so much strong dope for so long that I have granaries of the stuff in my body itching to get out. Okay? Granaries of it. I can get stoned anytime I want. Every cell in my body is saturated with THC. I don't need to take any dope to get stoned. I still smoke, but that's more of an investment in the future. I can get stoned now. I smoke today to get stoned tomorrow. You know. So I got stoned, right? Started thinking about things in a stoned way. Started thinking about war against drugs. War, yeah, I know what that means. Against, yeah, drugs. Well, most drugs are plants, yeah? Or come from plants anyway, not all, but most do. Now, as far as I know, there's not a civil war within the plant kingdom. Right? It might be, but I don't think so. So from that, I have to deduce, don't forget I'm stoned, that if there's not a civil war within the plant kingdom and there's a war against some sort of plants, then some section of the animal kingdom must have declared war against some section of the plant kingdom, right? Obvious. Trying to think now of one member of the animal kingdom whose behavior could appropriately be described as being at war against some section of the plant kingdom. The only example I can think of was vegetarians, okay? Because they do seem to treat plants in a bad sort of way, don't they? They chop them up and sort of boil them up and stew them and fucking all that, eat them. Vegetarians, right? Then trying to think of an example of the plant kingdom whose behavior could appropriately be described as being at war against a section of the animal kingdom. One example I could think of there was the Venus flytrap, okay? This is a plant that eats flies. Now, obviously, in some parallel universe, there might be a war between vegetarians and Venus flytraps, but somehow or other, I don't think there is. So if that doesn't make sense, it must mean that the initial statement, war against drugs, can't mean that, has to mean something else. What it actually means is war against drug consumers. I know it took a long time to get there, okay? Now, I don't know how much you know about me, but I am a drug consumer. Okay? Most of my friends, not all, but most my friends are drug consumers. I don't want to make any accusations here tonight, but I would stake my life that there are some drug consumers here. So someone, somewhere, something has declared war against me, my friends, and some of you. That's the reality. Now, what's the only rational way to react to someone or something that has declared war against you? Fight back. Fucking obvious, isn't it? Not to appear like a bunch of freaks, to act in line with historical precedent. We are obliged to declare war back. So, get outside those kindergartens and schools, all you drug dealers. They call us demons. They treat us like demons. So let's be fucking demons. Let's force the kids to take drugs. Get some scary sound systems. Get some spraying water pistols. Get some counter-surveillance clubwear. Arm yourself with stink bombs. But most importantly of all, get some lion shit. Okay? To frighten away the police horses and the police dogs. Alright? You can imagine, okay, a copper coming along to your house with a sniffer dog, a couple of sniffer dogs, looking for either your stash or the plant you've got growing somewhere. Dog is there. There's a lion there. That dog is out of there like shit from the goose, okay? Its whole priorities have changed. It doesn't give a fuck's ass what you've got growing there, right? It only wants to get the fuck away from the lion that he's worked out is there. That's all you need. You don't have to worry about standing there and say schoolyards are joking. Now, sorry, Mr. Boozy. All that I just said went through my mind when I heard the words war against drugs. Because, well, it probably went through my mind in about 2 seconds actually. Because, I don't know if you find this, alright, but I find that when I'm stoned, time seems to slow down, yeah? Does anyone find this? Now, there's only one logical explanation of time seeming to slow down, and that is you are thinking quicker, right? There's no other possible explanation. It's no wonder we forget the end of the sentence after we just started. We several sentences ahead, for fuck's sake, all right? So all that had gone through my head, and I knew that none of it had gone to the fucking customs officer's head, right? Because I could tell he was a sort of numpty old fuck. Knew that none of it had gone through his head, so started to feel cocky myself. Customs officer asked me then, Marks, would you please enlighten me with the nature of your current work? Yeah, crime. Marks, it would make me happy if you provided me with honest and consistent answers. Yeah. Well, why the fuck should your happiness be my concern? Unless, of course, you take drugs and you run out. I don't take any drugs, Marks. I suppose you still smoke cannabis? Yeah. As much as I possibly can. The dog handler and the pillock with the headphones have been behind the two-way mirror. We're now joined in their luggage frisking by a female member of Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. She had big tits. The dog handler leered at her. I leered at her too. She wasn't really sexy, but you know, I was stoned, she was wearing a uniform and so I leered at her too. Called out to the other customs officers and said, oh look, if you want to give me a body search, can you please ask her to do it? Tell her I always keep my dope under my foreskin. Body search, you'll be lucky, Marks. Pack up your cases and proceed to the arrival zone. You've been cleared. Now I still have the dope up my arse, right? Not much. I never carry more than a day's supply, half an ounce of it. But I never carry nothing. I am bustable 24 hours a day. So I didn't get away with much. Just a bit of ranger piss, lion shit, and a squidge of hash up my ass again. Not much. But you know, when you get away with anything, you think, oh, I'm going to do this again, yeah? Next time I'll do it bigger, maybe. Better. Next time I buy an Alsatian puppy. Take it to Amsterdam, stick some dope up his ass, ram some all round down his throat, put the dog into a box and get on a plane back home. Even if Her Majesty's Customs mongrels did sniff around my dog's ass. Explanations other than canine careering would certainly be forthcoming. Who's ever heard of a dog being a mule? Better still, I could buy lots of dogs, ram lots of dope up their asses. I could use big dogs with big asses. I write a play, I call it 1001 Alsatians. Then I take the scenery, actors, and all those dogs on the road at the Khyber Pass. I'll buy a rectal ton of the finest Afghan hashish and pretend that the Shiva shit is dog shit. I'll stick it right up them. Then I wonder how much I could get for the everything. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening to the voice.